So we are going to look at the seasonal drift in the Hindu calendar. Basically, Hindu calendar is logged or linked to the star system and not to the season, and that causes uh, the seasons, the Chaitra, Vaishaka, whatever we have in the Hindu calendar system, they keep drifting. I mean, Chaitra is supposed to be spring, but it is not spring always. So we'll see how this happens with some sample dates from past and future. So this is a calendar represented in the form of a wheel. So this is the Gregorian months, January, February, March, and this layer has the Hindu months, Chaitra, Vaishaka. This is the zodiac system, and this is the 27 nakshatra system. So Ashwini, Bharani, it starts here, it goes like this. Ashwini is the first star. So the star or the nakshatra system, which is the lunar mansions. So there are 27 nakshatras, 12 zodiacs, 12 months, so on. So in 2026, Makara Sankranti was on January 14th. So basically, Makara Sankranti means when the sun just enters Capricorn. Capricorn is Makara, so it has left Sagittarius, which is Dhanu Rashi, and the sun is in the border between Sagittarius and Capricorn, entering Capricorn. So this is how we'll fix these Gregorian months. So January 14th should be coinciding with this border between Sagittarius and Capricorn sector in the zodiac. Then so we'll use Holi to fix this Chaitra month. So Holi was on March 4th. So this is March 4th, this is March, so early in the March. So this is where Chaitra begins. Basically Chaitra begins, so basically this is a full moon. This is the full moon of the previous month. So all these things, the Hindu calendar, all these things either have these full moons as marked, so the month is between full moon to full moon. This is called the Purnimanta system, which is followed mostly in North India. And otherwise we could mark the place in between, the Amavasya to Amavasya. It's called Amanta system. It's followed in South India. So this here, what I have written is the Purnimanta system. So this is a full moon, this is a full moon, this is a full moon. So this full moon belongs to the previous month, Falguna. This is this Chaitra. So this is the Chaitra full moon. This is the Vaishaka full moon. So this is the Chaitra full moon because it mostly happens opposite to the, so the moon will be located here when the full moon happens. So it will be located somewhere around Chitra nakshatra. It may be somewhere halfway into the Hasta or halfway into Swati, but centered around Chitra. So that's how it this month gets the names Chaitra. So this is Vaishaka because the full moon happens around this, centered around this Vishaka nakshatra, so on. So that's how this the Hindu system of these months is locked to the stars. It's locked to the zodiac or the nakshatra system, and it is called the Sidereal calendar. Sidereal because it's locked to the stars. We could also have higher accuracy. Basically these 27 stars are further split into 4 padas, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this order, because the increasing order is like this. So that will give, there will be about 108 divisions of the sky like this, each about 3 degree 20 minutes. So visually this is the kind of accuracy visually may be possible. So we could, instead of measuring the actual angles 30 degree, 29 degree, generally visually we could say Kritika first pada, second pada and all. So here Kritika first pada is in Aries and the next 3 padas of Kritika is in Taurus. So this is how this is linked to the star system, the nakshatra system and the zodiac. However, the tropical calendar, the usual months we use, January, February, Gregorian months, it's locked to the seasons. It's called the tropical calendar. It's locked to the seasons, as in it's spring will always happen in March, April, and so on. So basically these are some of the important points around which this calendar is organized. So winter solstice is always on around December 21st. Summer solstice is always on June 21st. So in this year, in 2026, winter solstice happened to be in Sagittarius, and summer solstice happens to be in Gemini. So we'll talk about the vernal equinox also. So between this holy full moon and just next new moon, this new moon is celebrated as Ugadi, and this is celebrated as a new year by a lot of people in India. So basically this is the Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, right after the new moon, this is the next day of the new moon. So this is Chaitra in the North Indian system begins here right after Holi. Here it begins on the Ugadi day, the Chaitra month. So there's a 15-day gap between this. This begins early, this is later. And in between we see Makara Sankranti. Basically Makara Sankranti means sun enters from Aquarius to Pisces. So Makara Sankranti, or Pisces, when sun enters Pisces, it will be located here, and Ugadi is somewhere here. So this is the vernal equinox around March 20. This was on March 20 in 2026. So these three in white, these are locked to the seasons, and these things in yellow will be locked to the star system. So this is April 14th. This is Makara Sankranti, or when sun enters Mesha, sun enters Aries. This is celebrated as solar new year in India. So this is called as Chandramana Yugadi, which is based on the moon location. So the moon, this Falguna, this is Falguna. The new moon in Falguna is the Holi, and the next new moon in Chitra. Okay. So in between this, between the new moon in Falguna and between new moon in full moon in Chitra and full moon in Falguna, the new moon here in between is the Ugadi day. So these three are locked to the stellar star system, the zodiac and the nakshatras, and these three are locked to the days of the month, which is locked to the seasons. So one is the sidereal calendar, one is the tropical calendar. This Gregorian is the tropical calendar. So it's locked to the seasons. And around the vernal equinox we'll have the spring. So this March-April season, this is the spring fest. So most of these in 2026, most of these are being celebrated as the spring festivals, the Holi, Ugadi, and even up to the Makara Sankranti. These are either marks the New Years. Basically these are all New Years which are marking the arrival of spring. So this is one new year. This is the Chandramana Yugadi. This is the Sauramana Yugadi, the solar new year, and this is the lunar new year of the Hindu system. So now let's go back to 3000 BC. So there is a trick to get the 3000 BC dates of all this Sankranti and Ugadi and all, or at least we'll get where the new moon, full moon happens in Chitra or Vaishakha or those things. So in Drik Panchanga, right in the HTML browser HTML, where you just have this date as minus 3000, so it will go to 3000 BC at that time. This is a little hack. May not be possible directly from Drik Panchanga, but from the browser it's definitely possible. You can also try it, it works for me. So these things which are locked to the so here the stellar system is same as in the previous figure. Ashwini here, Aries here and all. What has changed is the position of the Gregorian months mostly. Chaitra will be more or less the same here because it's locked to the stellar system. So this Makara Sankranti, Holi, Makara Sankranti, all these things will be locked to the stellar system, so their positions will be in these two cases. In the case of Sankrantis, it will be exact. Holi, it will be somewhere around here. Like in the even in 2026 or even 2086 or whatever, we'll find these positions the same as long as we follow this zodiac in this we have the zodiac like this, so it's locked to the zodiac. So this Makara Sankranti is locked to the Capricorn, Sagittarius, Capricorn border. Is Mesha is locked to the Pisces, Aries. Mesha is Aries border. So all these things more or less repeated the same nakshatras and zodiacs. Even Ugadi and Ramnamni, which has not been marked here. Now we have the winter solstice in 3000 BC. The winter solstice, as expected, will be on December 21st, but now it is happening in the Aquarius constellation, Aquarius zodiac constellation. In 2026, it was in Sagittarius, so it has moved by about 2 zodiacs. It was in the beginning of Sagittarius actually in 2026, so it has gone to the end stage of Aquarius, so quite a bit it has moved. So Holi now is in winter, because this is the winter solstice marks the season. The season has drifted. Holi has remained the same around this Chaitra month, but now the Chaitra month is in January, so it's in winter. It's in the middle of winter. December, January, February is like considered the winter. So Holi and Makara Sankranti, all these spring festivals, what we expected, they are happening right in the middle of winter in 3000 BCE. So that's the kind of drift we will see in the Hindu system. So vernal equinox, as expected, will be in March 21, but this is happening in Taurus. So in 2026 it was in Pisces here. Now it in 3000 BC, vernal equinox was in Taurus, maybe in Rohini Nakshatra or Mrigashira, somewhere around here. So these are the spring fests. So instead of the spring fest being in Chaitra, it's about a quadrature away, about 90 degrees off. Instead of here, it's here. The spring fest should have been here, somewhere around Chaitra, but April, March is here. So this is here. So and this is the summer solstice, which is June 21. So in 3000 BC, it's happening in Leo. In 2026, it was in Gemini. So this is 800 years from now, 2826. I just got it because Drik was giving, this was drikpanchanga.com was giving, this was the largest number it was giving, all this calendar, the whole calendar. Earlier this was just each day it will give Panchanga, not the whole calendar. So each you have to work out by page, changing days to figure out when is Chaitra, when is Mesha and all. So this is the date. So these things, they remain more or less the same. Makara Sankranti is here, Holi is somewhere here, Mesha Sankranti is here. In 2086, so the spring will be in Chaitra. So even in 2826 it was in Chaitra. 800 years from now also it will be these Holi, Ram Navami, Ugadi and all will be around Chaitra. Only maybe the Mesha Sankranti would have gone a little bit away from Chaitra, which is on 25th of April, end of April. So these are the things. So winter solstice, summer solstice, vernal equinox. So basically let's look at what the drift has been with using this Gregorian calendar. So this is the Gregorian calendar in the form of a wheel, January to December. So in 3000 BC or 3001 BC, so in 3000 BC there was no Makara Sankranti in January. It had actually moved backwards to November of the previous year. So this was 5th November 3001 BC. So it should have been 3001. Even 3000 will be same, around November beginning. So in 1000 BC it was in 3rd December, Makara Sankranti, when the sun entered Capricorn. In 284 CE, basically between 250 and 300 CE, it actually matches the expected dates. Basically, by definition, Makara Sankranti is also considered as Uttarayana, but technically Uttarayana means when the sun starts moving northwards from its lowest point in the sky on the winter solstice. It's in 23.5 south. It starts moving north. Uttarayana means northward. So on December 21st it moves northward. So around 250 CE, 300 CE, Makara Sankranti was exactly on Uttarayana day, actual Uttarayana day, which was 21st December. Now, in 2026, it's on 14th January, we just celebrated, and in 800 years from now, it will be on 26th January, end of January. So, in about 5827 years, 5827 years, the date has shifted, the Sankranti date has shifted by 82 days from November 5th to 26th January. So this means for a 365-day shift or a drift, it will take about 26,000 years. So this is like the precession of the equinox. So this whole drift is mainly happening because the seasons in the Hindu system are locked to the stars and not to the north-south movement of the sun. North-south movement, which will capture the solar solstice, summer solstice, winter solstice, vernal equinox, that will be more honest with the seasons rather than the getting locked with the star system. So let's look at as an example Ram Navami celebration. So Ram Navami is on the 9th day. This was right after the full moon. So about 7-8 days after the Ugadi, we'll have Ram Navami. Basically, this is the 9th day of the full moon. Chaitra Shukla Navami. So in 3000 BC it was around 25th January. In 2000 BC it was about 16th February. In 1000 BC it was about 9th March. So this is March, April, spring season. Before that it was in winter here. So 1000 BC it's in 9th March. 2026 it was 26th March. And in 2086 it will be around 6th April. And according to many people, Rama was born, for example, this person Nilesh Oak claims he was born on 29th November 12,000 BC, and another person Pushkar Bhatnagar, which is also supported by Jayashri Saranatha and somebody, it's on 9th January 5000 BC. So these are the dates some people have come up, people claim these things. But in the Valmiki Ramayana as such, which is hosted at IITK, so valmiki.iitk.ac.in, which has got a nice version. We have discussed about this earlier also in this channel. So here you can see these verses, the first chapter, 18th Sarga, 8th verse, second chapter, 3rd Sarga, 4th verse, and all these things. 4th chapter, 1st Sarga, 22-23 verses, shlokas 22 and 23. So all these things indicate that Rama was born in the month of Chaitra, explicitly stated that it was Chaitra, and it was also the spring season, the Vasanta, blooming of trees, flowers, and other things, singing of koels or the cuckoos. So these are the things that are also mentioned in these verses, so associated with Chaitra. So Rama was born on Chaitra and it was the spring season. So if we take 29th November, it is even before winter, it is post-monsoon season in India. Just after monsoon, the November end, and just before beginning of winter. December, January, February is winter. It's just the early winter. He was born in early winter, according to Nilesh Oak. In this is also winter. This is middle of winter, according to this dating. But in the scripture, it is written that he was born on Chaitra, the spring season. So according to this, Rama was born, if Rama was born according to the stories in Chaitra, which was the spring season, it is possible only after about 1000 BC, because this is now March 9th. Maybe somewhere here, middle of the March, he would have been born. That will be like a proper springtime. So maybe after 1000 BC, 500 BC, somewhere around that, maybe the date according to birth of Rama. So these things show the seasonal drifts in the Hindu system. Maybe we should correct it because I mean, having the lunar system which is locked, lunar and so Luni-Solar system which is locked to the nakshatras is fine. We can get around, we can find out patterns and times for the sake of finding out patterns and times. but for practical purpose we need weather. We need to track weather, and in order to track weather we need to actually track where the solstices and equinoxes happen. Locking it, thinking that solstice always happens on in Aquarius or Pisces or in a particular nakshatra, Ashwini or whatever, will not work. We have to actually track the movement of north-south movement of the sun. No matter how much we track the east-west movement of sun, moon, and other planets, we will not get the north-south movement of the sun. So, and will not be honest. I mean, will not be able to track the periodicity of the seasons if we don't consider the tropical calendar.